So here's a question that we get very frequently here at Tower Genius. What is my cell tower lease worth? Okay, so that's kind of a loaded question. Are you asking what's it worth if you are, putting up a brand new cell tower or having someone, put a brand new cell site on your land? Are you asking, are you renegotiating an existing lease that needs to be renewed that has one carrier? Or is it a multiple carrier tower that needs to be renewed? Or is it on a rooftop, again, new site, or is it an existing site that needs to be renewed? Or are you selling that rental stream? Is it a lease buyout valuation that you're looking for from your cell site lease, and you're trying to figure out, what's it worth if you sell it, etc. So you really have to look at all these things individually, but let's just take a look at, what's the value of a cell tower lease renewal. And this is a kind of a case study that I would share that we did in South Carolina. And we were approached by a property owner that needed to renegotiate a Verizon ground lease on a cell tower. And this client that had approached us for assistance was a very seasoned real estate investor that owned lots of commercial property throughout the United States. Anyhow, so it came time to renegotiate their lease, and they actually needed brand new lease agreement, right? So long story short, they needed a new lease. We're looking at it as a renewal because it was an existing tower that was there already. But the Verizon folks came back to this property owner, and they were only offering like $600 or $700. And then they came back after going back and forth. This property owner hired us, and Verizon said, "Well, look, we're willing to pay you up to $1,100 a month." Because actually, if we look at your county here in South Carolina, we're going to show you a list of, I think it was 6 or 7 different Verizon ground leases in this county where they're only paying, well, let's take a look. They were paying between, I guess it was, $600 and $1,100 a month, right? So I guess the average was somewhere, in the $900 range on these ground leases. And anyhow, so they showed a list and the addresses of all these sites, which I don't even know if that was permissible or not. But they shared this with us, to share with the property owner. And lo and behold, the rent that after the property owner had negotiated this deal, the ground rent that he ended up getting was like $2,700. It was significantly more than the $1,100 kind of ballpark offer that they were trying to get him to sign for. So how do we come up with that value? Well, we looked at this site, we looked at the zoning, we looked at how difficult it would have been for the carrier to decommission the site and move it across the street or move it next door. To see if that was even possible based on the availability of commercial property where they could put this, and just a bunch of other factors. We wanted to see how far it was from the other sites, how it fit into Verizon's network, etc. And it was determined pretty quickly by our office that they really didn't have a whole lot of choices. And so anyhow, and we helped the property owner obtain a bunch of other things in that agreement. They ended up co-locating, and the rent is well, now it's probably double that amount at this point with the additional tenants on that site. But anyhow, it pays to get professional guidance, even for a seasoned real estate professional like the client who hired us in this instance. So if you have a Verizon or AT&T or T-Mobile tower that the lease needs to be renegotiated, ground lease, or it's a tower lease, and some of these sites are not owned by companies like Crown Castle or American Tower or SBA, and some of them are, but you still need to have someone take a look at them. And we would hope that you would consider Tower Genius as your cell tower lease consultant of choice, and give us a call at 888-313-9750. We've been helping property owners since 2008 make sure they don't get taken advantage of when they are negotiating these cell site contracts.